Skulduggery Pleasant, Book 1, Chapter 15, The Torture Room. The moon was out and the stars were twinkling. It really was a beautiful night for pain. Serpent descended into the castle's cold, dank depths and strode through the stormy corridors. Already he was beginning to smile. He came to the heavy wooded door and paused with his hand over the latch, savoring the deliciousness of the moment. The latch raised and the door opened and Serpent stepped in. "Here we are again," he said. Skulduggery Pleasant raised his head, practically the only part of his body he could move. Serpent had placed a binding spell on the shackles that secured him to the chair, and so unable to use magic, the detective could only watch as Serpent closed the door behind him. "Life is a cycle, isn't it, Skulduggery? We're all destined to repeat ourselves over and over. You at my mercy, me merciless." "You're talking," the detective said. "I thought you have grown out of that whole villainy thing by now, Nefarian." Serpent smiled as he sat in the wooden chair opposite the room. He was opposite. The room was small, with the stone walls and a single light bulb hanging from the ceiling. "Being a respectable citizen wasn't for me, but then you know that, didn't you? You warned them about me, but they didn't listen. That must have been annoying, for the elders did not even respect you enough to take you seriously." "I think it's because I'm always smiling." "Perhaps you're right. Oh, Skulduggery, what am I going to do with you?" "Untie me?" Serpent laughed. "Maybe later. We always seem to be at each other's throats, don't we? Let me ask you a question. Let's pretend just for a moment that we live in your world where things are crazy and the faceless ones are real. When you call them, what do you hope to gain? A pat on the head? How my lords and masters will reward me for my servitude is up to them. I would never presume to guess. The door's closed, Nefarian. Just us two guys in here chatting. What's in it for you?" Serpent leaned in. "I get to be by their side when they erase this world, when they expunge the stain of humanity, and when it is over, I get to bask in that terrible glory." Skulduggery nodded. "Yeah, I haven't a clue what you just said." Serpent laughed. "You're going to fall," Skulduggery continued, really sweetly. "Really? You're going to fall hard, and I'm going to be there, and I'll be the one pushing you." Big talk for the man tied to the chair. "Or are you even a man? A thing, perhaps? An oddity?" "They'll come for you." "Who will? The elders, Meritorious and his lot?" "Please. They're too busy worrying about not being rude to me." "Not after this. They'll probably at your doorstep as we speak." Serpent nodded, walked behind his captive. "Somehow, I don't think they'll be able to marshal their forces so quickly, or so efficiently. No, my old enemy. I think for the moment, anyway, we are alone, and you have something I want. A winning sense of style." "The key," Serpent said as he walked back to the detective's line of sight. "Don't know what you're talking about?" Serpent was moving his left hand slightly, like he was conducting music. "Obviously, you're not going to just offer up the information, so I think a spot of torture is required." "Ah, old times. I remember those dark autumn days while I'd while away cutting you, making you cry out. Fun for the whole family." "You may think my options would be limited as far as torture is concerned, especially now that you don't have skin to cut. But I've picked up a few new tricks I think you'll enjoy." Serpent moved his fingers in a wave motion, directing at the chair that he had been sitting on. The wood creaked and groaned as it expanded and contracted as if it was breathing. The detective couldn't avoid looking at it. "If I can do that to the chair," Serpent said, enjoying the moment, "think what I can do to bone." There was a loud crack as the chair splintered. Serpent hunkered down in front of him. "Well, Skulduggery, where's that tired old defiance? The taunting, the goading? Where are the endless heroic cliches? Aren't you going to look me in the eye and tell me to do my worst?" "Actually, I was going to ask you that you could go easy on me. I was feeling kind of tender today." Serpent stood, opened his left hand in front of the detective. "Was there one chance? Tell me where the key is." "Okay." Serpent raised an eyebrow. "Really?" "No, only joking. Do your worst." Serpent laughed and his fingers started moving out and the detective started screaming.